It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I've just got 4 words for you. Dala what you must, okay? Jason and Nick Goliath are back with a fresh new comedy tour that has entertained crowds in Jersey and is set to entertain fans in the mother city on the 26th and 27th of July. That's this coming weekend. Now, their latest venture, the Happiness Economy comedy tour that, of course, Gray was talking about, dives into the humor of everyday life and also the pursuit of joy.
I like that, man. I'm there for that. I'm going back to varsity and we're going to study this new economy. And alongside this, they've also launched the Happiness Economy podcast because you have to. It's not real unless you're doing a podcast about it and exploring this quest for happiness with various incredible, very notable South Africans. Jason and Nick are here. Please give them a very warm welcome. Show them the love. Can you feel the love coming through the studio?
Hand clap. Come on, let's give them a feel-good welcome.
Keep your
There we go, there we go.
Keep your applause because we are drowning in the sarcasm of that podcast comment. Did you hear that?
I'm sorry.
Because it's not real. It's not an
I'm sorry, man. After the depressed bear in the news story this morning, all bets are off. All bets are off.
That is in fact,
hopefully by the rather emotional cuddle you got from everybody when you walked into our studio this morning, you realize how much we love you. And we always see you on screen doing amazing big things. To have you here is very special. So thank you so much.
We are so excited to be here. Thank you. Thank you for having us. And thank you that you guys wake up this time every day.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
We appreciate you.
Sort of. We're almost there. So what is this? If this is not a comedy tour and not a comedy show, not the launch of a new economy, it's a lifestyle experience tour. What explain yourself?
It's a very difficult thing to explain, but a very beautiful thing to experience. I think is the main thing. So like for us, it's I think technically you'd call it motivational comedy. But once you put the word motivational in there, then everybody kind of has this.
Then it becomes a podcast.
Everybody also expects you to have your journey figured out. Like you had this, started at the bottom, made these decisions, now we're here. And I think, during COVID, a time we hate speaking about, but during COVID, Nick and I spent so much time just speaking about what does happiness even mean. Because we struggle. We struggle with happiness.
It's called processing. 100%. You have to do it.
So this is not one of those shows where we're going to tell you we've made it, but it's one of those shows where we're going to share with you that I think we struggle every single day, but we've honestly worked out a couple of things that I think help us, and the objective is there's no such thing as you're just going to be happy forever and ever, but what if there was a little formula that you could remember and apply to your life to live the happiest version of your life?
Oh, sure. The entire show. The thing is, if you were happy,
I want them to come and I want them to feel this joy.
The whole show. You know that black bear in America has just gone, huh? He feels it. But it's so right, because this is from our front row seat with musicians and with comedic artists. You've been our psychologists. You've held up the mirror so that we can process these things and kind of be in that space. But that's the joy of life. If you were always happy, you wouldn't know when you're happy.
100%.
The light, the dark.
Yin and yang.
Yes, I love that. Speaking about yin and yang, I know the two of you have a little bit of a different approach to comedy, the way you deliver, the way you approach your jokes and the laughs. So how did that kind of come to... Because clearly it's... No, I'm joking.
This camera, man, look at you. The cameras keep changing. I feel like I'm not the one who's better. Damn.
How do you guys come together with your comedy to make sure that you actually deliver on what you're wanting to do?
Man, I think the best part about this is that Jay and I, as different as we are, our message for the first time is the same. So we tell different stories about our lives, and we've realized that we're not so much joke writers as much as we are storytellers.
For sure.
And we found a way to include the messaging and the motivation in the stories and the jokes, which then just makes it easier for you to absorb the message. I feel like it's the type of thing that you think about on the drive home.
Oh, or your poor Uber driver gets it on your way home from after a 12-hour gig, and I mean the poor guy's like has to pull over, like just okay, let's work through this together.
Yes.
I get that, because you guys must arrive to do a show feeling awful some days, not feeling funny
feeling life.
or happy at all. And
while your debit orders are bouncing.
Okay, now the bear's depressed again.
No, don't bring up debit orders. We were having such a great... I always say people think colored people walk with one shoulder down to be gangster. It's the weight of the debit orders. It's the debit order weight.
It's the labor.
Not the labor.
So look, from a performance style, we are very different. But like Nick says, finally we have the same purpose, the same message on stage.
Beautiful.
And it works incredibly well, because we are comedians first. So we were like, how do we do this show, but let people feel like they were at a comedy show?
Right.
And we did the first run in Joburg, and it was this experimental phase for us, which was wonderful because we were scared, we were out there. And the comments, guys, whether people were in their 80s, in their 50s, whether they had money, no money, or whether they were telling us to talk to their children.
Yeah.
My favorite comment of the show, and if you want to know what the experience is, there was a lady in the front row who said, this is the first comedy show where I laughed until I cried
Wow.
and cried until I cried.
Oh, she's going to cry. Eh? She's a cry.
No,
She's
yeah,
going to
yeah,
pour
yeah.
her
I'm a
eyes
crier.
out.
He's a crier too.
Wow.
So
Only last
we
on
keep
this
saying to
one.
people, come and feel something. You know what I mean? Come and feel something, come and experience. It's not a lecture. It's just us sharing a couple of examples of stories and things that we've implemented in our lives. And hopefully there's a couple of things that you relate to, you take out, you can apply, and just, you know, the pursuit of happiness continues.
It's a shared experience of the human condition in a way that you guys will have a superpower to deal with because you can press those buttons. You've turned being happy into a physical mechanism, something that you can turn on. So thank you for spreading that. I joke about the podcast because there are so many podcasts out there.
Facts.
The differentiation when you've got two brilliant storytellers, guys driving a narrative where I want to find out more. I can't walk on, well, I probably would walk onto that stage and ask you live, but we often want to delve deeper into these notions because the laughter opens up the wound.
Yeah.
The wound gets healed by the laughter. There's
Yes.
something in that mechanism. What was the notion with the podcast? Why did you want to do this and take what you're doing that layer deeper, if you will?
I think the reason we started the podcast is, like Jay says, you know, during COVID, we just started discussing happiness because we realized that growing up, people tell you how to study, how to be successful, how to make money, how to save for retirement. Nobody teaches you how to be happy, how to look for your happiness. Then we look at things like social media and you see all these people posting pictures and everything looks amazing. You're on holiday, you're living the best life, you're doing the best things.
Nobody misses debit orders on Instagram.
Yeah, sure, exactly.
You know, and we then decided that perhaps to find out about happiness, all these people that are perceived as being happy on social media, to get to sit down with them, have a chat and find out, cool, are you actually happy?
And what measurements are you using for that?
Yes.
So we have a Goliath happiness index, and if you watch the podcast, it's literally people who Nick and I find interesting and who we perceive to be happy, and then we interrogate that.
Wow.
So our theory is, maybe if we speak to enough people and we decipher all of this data, we can come up with a basic formula that can kind of boil it down. So for me, I've just been frustrated by whether it's a book, whether it's a motivational talk, we call it like energy drink motivation. While you're being motivated, you feel
fast
you know what I mean?
motivation
You
as
feel
opposed to slow
the
motivation.
kick,
Yeah.
you feel the
We
fears.
can do it.
Then as the days pass, you don't have any tools to implement any change in your life. So we were like, what if we can come up with a little formula that you could just take with you, remind yourself in the morning to celebrate a little bit of gratitude, and fight. Nick's going to fight with me for giving away too much of the show.
All the
but
secrets.
it's the whole point is we want to make you laugh until you
Yes.
cry, and we hopefully want to give you a tool to take home.
Come on now.
Right, did you just see yourself
No,
on
I just
TV
saw myself and then I realized,
I
oh
know.
no. No, you know when you've been...
I asked him to turn all the monitors away. It's the only way that I survive.
When you've been exercising and you feel like you're looking better than you're looking, then you see your poop in the world. Then you're like,
What's
hey.
sad about that is if you looking duck, how am I looking? I just want you to know, I don't look like this. This is your TV. This is the 16
And the screens are
by 9.
wide and how they curve.
This is the plasma effect. We call it the plasma effect.
And now you're not even big. Now your bigness is wrapping around the person because you're on a
I
curve,
know
man.
people
It's
are like,
just
we didn't even
intense.
have a curve.
No, stop it.
You've filled my happiness index
Yes.
up to 101. I don't know if it goes up to even 100, but make sure that you guys catch the Happiness Economy Comedy Tour, the experience, the lived experience in Cape Town on the 26th and 27th of July. That's basically like tomorrow and the next day at the Protea Hotel, Fire and Ice, quite a comedy mecca.
Incredible. Listen, we have incredible news for you because there's a competition for
Yes.
you at home right now. Stand the chance to win 2 tickets and a 1,000 Rand dinner voucher. So you can eat and laugh at the same time, right? The shows happen on Friday the 26th or Saturday the 27th. You can have a pick which one you want. And that's not all. Alongside a voucher, there is a one-night stay at the Protea Hotel, Fire and Ice. So you can laugh, go to sleep laughing, and then just enjoy yourself entirely. It can be redeemed within 1 year. T's and C's do apply. To enter, let us know what happiness means to you.
Happiness would be winning 1,000 Rand and a free night at a hotel and watching this comedy show.
Take
Leave
it
comments on the
Extraordinary.
Expresso social media pages. That competition closes at 3 p.m. today. I would imagine we're going to get a lot of entries, so make yours good.
Amazing.
Yeah.